Chasing the rabbit, down we must go. Where does it end? Nobody knows. Hurry up now.
Imagine waking up every day, turning on the news, scrolling through your phone, and realizing every single headline has been carefully curated to ensure you think, feel, and believe exactly what the government wants. It sounds dystopian, doesn't it? If you think your government doesn't lie to you, just remember, there was an entire CIA operation dedicated to making sure you never found out the truth in the first place. Why trust the news when you can just read CIA memos? It saves time. At this point, I'm not sure if I'm watching the news or audition tapes for state-sponsored gaslighting. Either way, the script was approved by somebody in Langley. Welcome back to Norse and Wonderland. I'm your host, Norse Nephilim, and today we are diving headfirst into Operation Mockingbird, the CIA's covert program to control the media. Because the question isn't just, does the media lie to us? The real question is, who is telling them what to say? To understand Operation Mockingbird, we have to step back into the Cold War fog. The CIA was officially founded in 1947, and within just a few years, it was embedding agents into major news outlets to shape both foreign and domestic opinion. By the early 1950s, under CIA Director Allen Dulles, the agency formally began recruiting journalists and editors from top newspapers, magazines, and broadcast networks. This effort eventually came to be known as Operation Mockingbird. According to journalist Carl Bernstein, yes, that Carl Bernstein from Watergate, over 400 American journalists were directly connected to CIA operations during this period. Not fringe bloggers. We're talking Time, the New York Times, CBS News, trusted gatekeepers of public consciousness. Mockingbird operated through direct recruitment. Journalists were hired and paid as CIA assets. They weren't just reporting the news, they were shaping it on behalf of the U.S. intelligence community. In some cases, CIA agents pretended to be journalists overseas to gather intelligence. Other times, CIA-written stories were handed to willing editors who printed them under the names of respected writers. The content was carefully curated, pro-war, anti-communist, pro-corporate, and always aligned with the covert goals of the state. Take the 1954 coup in Guatemala. The CIA orchestrated a regime change, but to the public, it looked like a legitimate revolution against a communist threat. That narrative was seeded and repeated by Mockingbird-controlled media, all to protect United Fruit Company's economic interests. This is how perception becomes policy, not with tanks, but with typewriters. Operation Mockingbird began leaking into public consciousness thanks to the 1975 Church Committee hearings. Congress finally took a peek behind the curtain and found a stage being managed by spooks. In 1977, Carl Bernstein's expose in Rolling Stone named names and confirmed suspicions. Top-tier media institutions had staff working with or for the CIA. That alone was enough to shatter the illusion of a free and independent press. One quote stands out. Frank Wisner, Sr., a CIA operations director, referred to the media as his mighty Wurlitzer. Why? Because with a few moves of the fingers, he could make the press sing any tune he wanted. Operation Mockingbird isn't just a history lesson, it's a blueprint. Gatekeeping keeps inconvenient truths from ever surfacing. Agenda setting repeats key narratives until we believe they matter. Framing dictates how we think about a story, not just what we think. If the CIA shaped the media, and the media shapes our understanding of reality, then how much of your worldview was constructed, not discovered? And how many truths were pre-approved for public consumption? Officially, Mockingbird was shut down in the late 1970s, but covert influence ops don't die, they evolve. Today's media landscape is owned by a handful of conglomerates, all echoing similar talking points even across opposing networks. Then there's the revolving door. Former CIA directors and Pentagon brass now appear on mainstream news as analysts, pushing narratives that benefit their old employers. Social media is the new front line. The 2022 Twitter files revealed how intelligence agencies actively flagged, suppressed, and censored stories in real time. This isn't conspiracy. It's documented collusion between tech and state. So while Operation Mockingbird may be buried by name, its mission survives. Shape perception, suppress dissent, control the narrative. Reflection questions. If the information you consume is filtered through layers of control, can your beliefs ever truly be your own? Why is the CIA's media influence not a standard topic in journalism schools? What current operations might be running under a different name? And how would we know? Today's affirmation. I see beyond the stories told to me. I remain grounded in truth, discernment, and sovereignty of thought. Thank you for joining me today on this journey into Operation Mockingbird. If this episode stirred something inside you, share it with someone who needs to start questioning the headlines. Follow Norse and Wonderland for more exposés on hidden power, corrupted narratives, and how perception is shaped by those who were never elected to do so. Until next time, stay questioning, stay free, and stay aware. And as always, I'm not suicidal. I don't drive recklessly. I look both ways before crossing the street. If something should happen to me, you already know where to look.
You better keep up or get left behind. Norse and Wonderland, when nothing's as it seems. Norse and Wonderland, the truth will haunt your dreams. Norse and Wonderland.